Hello and welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Captain Kibs, signing on today. And today we're going to be talking about where the channel's at and what's been going on. So, not a whole lot has really changed from the work schedule. So let's first dive into the channel. There's three overall topics I want to talk about. First is channel, game dev, and real life work, and how it's sort of interplaying and what's going on with that. So, first thing, channel, consistent schedule. We've been doing a decent-esque job, I feel, at maintaining the schedule, though ignoring a few days of KOTOR that were missed. We are going to continue to work harder on maintaining that consistent schedule, streaming on regular times, at least 2 to 4 hours, and constantly producing content. We are seemingly doing what I like to believe is a decent job, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below on if you guys think we're maintaining the schedule well enough, what areas we could improve, because I know there are some. The recorded content is section is definitely one that is that we're doing our best to maintain. The next thing is community events in regards to the channel and the Discord server still take place on Sunday. We don't always stream those, by the way, because I do the creativity streams, but I will occasionally stream them from time to time when I can, when I have the energy to do so. So, no guarantees on community streams always being or community events being streamed, but they do take place and they are streamed sometimes. Feel free to partake. You can join the Discord. Link is in the description, and as well as the channel about page. If you ever need more information about anything, you can also contact me directly via Twitter, or which link is in the about page. Just send me a DM, or you can also alternatively contact me through Discord. Both options are completely viable, and I'll probably get back to you. You can also email me through the about page, though I rarely check that email. It's mostly just a junk email. I know. It was better to make that a junk email than anything else. But that is that. Next up, we have game development. So what's new with that? One other thing besides channel, one thing I do want to do at some point is bring back the Bickering Bunch podcasts. Even though our gameplay is pseudo podcast, I'd like to also do podcasts about specific games at some point when we can get time. That's more of a far out there when we have time to start making those. We need some art assets for those. In regards to the channel, more art assets are inbound, thanks to all of you support. I guess I'll pause. This is a good point to say thank you again for all the support you guys have given us thus far. We have received a whopping grand total of $6,000 overall in support from all of you guys. That's 6,000 plus, technically, because it's not including the other payments that we get from YouTube and Patreon, and as well as our store. We do have a store on Teespring. We'll probably set up a different place. I don't really like Teespring too much. Just they have a tendency to be rather bigoted towards certain people, so I'm not a big fan of supporting that kind of action, so we might move to a different platform as soon as I can find a better alternative. But yes, that, granted almost like $7,000 is instrumental. That has all gone directly into the game development, and it has pushed us forward quite a bit. We haven't burned through hardly any of it yet, but it's very helpful. We've actually got additional animators on board. We've got, as you already know, we already recruited a new programmer, as well as a concept artist. So things are going very, very well. Mixer's Legend of Terrestria is well on its way to continue to progress. In the background, I have various concept arts from the game, just designs and things like that. So you can see for yourself on what it's going into, what it has been going into, and how far it's pushed us along. Animations, things like that. Mostly art stuff. No sound, because that's expensive. We'll get to that eventually. But now that we've kind of segued away from that, thank you again for those who have supported the channel, for those who are continuing to do so, for all the new Subscribe Star members, the new Patron members, the new YouTube members. Thank you. You have no idea what that means to not just myself, but the entire team. It goes a long way to making sure that we can give our lads, a decent income, as well as keep them paid and keep work flowing. What you guys do, you have no idea how much that means to the entire team and how much of a difference that has made. That is, again, that's not going to finish the game, obviously, because the games are rather expensive, but that is going to put us a large step closer to the first presentable combat build. Only some of the animations that we have shared. Most of them I have not. Most of the art assets in regards to in-game world and what it looks like, we have not shared because I want to blow you away when it's all ready for presentation. Just so you guys can see more about the gameplay and how it works. Just a refresh for those who are unaware, it's a turn-based tactical role-playing game. It operates kind of like XCOM/Fire Emblem. I'm going to use those as analogies. They're terrible analogies, but they're the closest thing I can think of. The old school like KOTOR or BioWare games wouldn't be a bad reference in terms of like the layout of things, but like they're ballpark areas. They're definitively not at all the same, and you'll see. We have a greater emphasis on characters and just the overall presentation. We're pulling hard on fantastic artworks and animations. As far as that, game development is going splendidly. The one thing that I must say that I'm disappointed in is it not anything in regards to anyone else or funding at the moment. It's actually myself. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed because I can't find more time to work on it. Or more time... let me phrase that. I'd like to spend more time working on the game, and I'm not very satisfied with the amount of time I'm able to put in as is. I'm very dissatisfied with that, actually. And that has to do with what we're going to get into, which is the in real life work thing. This is the thing that there's two big bottlenecks that the game is suffering from. First is time for certain key members to get certain character designs and lore done, which is me. I was ahead. Now I'm starting to... I'm not falling behind yet. I'm still ahead of everyone, but I have a suspicion if I can't figure out a solution to this soon, I will be behind again. So we gotta figure out how to stay ahead of the game, so to speak. But that's gonna get into real life work. Other than that, though, things are going great. And the second bottleneck is, of course, money. Money is always going to be the bottleneck, by the way, no matter how you slice it. Because songs are like 4 to 8K a pop, you know. Those things are expensive. We're not going to worry about music until the game is further along, until we're done, because the music needs to fit the world and atmosphere. So that's not going to be a priority. Sound effects and that stuff, we could even look into external companies or help outside. We don't really have any sound engineers or anybody with sound information. We just have the bare minimum, which means that I'll be stepping up to that, along with the design team / writing team. For those who don't know, our team is broken up into 3 major categories. There is the art team, there is the programming team, and then there is the writer / design team. Anything that the programming and art team cannot do, the design and writing team steps up to do all of those things. So we are multi-purposed and multi-role. But thankfully, the more strenuous and very difficult tasks like art and programming are taken care of. We just do the designs and basically make sure that the art matches and the mechanics function as they're intended to, more or less. I cannot say how great it is to have a team. I can't imagine doing this alone. I don't think this would actually be possible to do alone, to be honest with you. Not within my lifespan. The amount of progress we've made is astronomical, and having specialists in both art and programming fields who are far, 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 far outskill me and outclass me. So I can focus on the one thing or 2 things I'm good at, which is arguably, debatably neither, you know, writing and design. It's more so subjective, and I've got a long way to learn. And thank God for the team we have, because without this team, oh boy, things would be a lot difficult. And without your guys' support, this would almost be certainly impossible by comparison. I mean, we'd still be doing it. Good news is, now to touch up on the work front, the 7 days, 10 hours a day work weeks are not going to be stopping anytime soon. So I will be continuing those. I know it has affected my overall work on both channel and game development, but there is no other way around it. And that means I have to do things I shouldn't probably do to myself. But that means doing things such as working over. So generally speaking, every day I sit in our Discord dev server and I work with both the art team, programming team if they need to, if they need assistance, and I also do my job. That's 2 jobs at the same time. Now, as you can imagine, that actually extends the amount of work I actually have to do. So after that, normally I spend time working after, and we also do the streams on a regular schedule. I miss having free time. I'm not gonna lie to you, but at the same time, I've taken this as I've been able to manipulate things into how I need them to work for myself, at least. The streams are being used partially as my own break time. Those 4 hour to 1 hour thing, that is my free time. I've decided that if I'm going to play games, I'm going to play them, and I'm going to also be productive while doing so and entertaining others. That's the only way we can grow the community. That's the only way that we can maintain the schedule. That's the only way I can also keep myself sane. So without you guys being there for the streams and the recordings and commenting and giving us all the amazing feedback you have done, I would probably be insane by now. So you guys are playing a big role in keeping my sanity in check. And I cannot stop to say that I must stop to say that the dev team, if it weren't for their amazing support, this would not be possible. Without such a fantastic and incredibly talented team. I cannot praise them enough. Yes, and back to the work schedule. So yes, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not too bad. Honestly, I work from home, but it is, again, a lot of time, and time is something I remember thinking to myself that I would have time, that I could have time to breathe, that I could breathe again, that I could do my own things. But the thing is, that's just simply not possible. When you grow up, you realize that certain things have to be sacrificed, and we've made sacrifices. Money? I don't have any. No kidding. Fucking with you. I always put aside money, by the way, for myself, so do not worry. Any donations you do give, normally 99.9% of the time go back into the game, unless specified by the person giving the donation. Otherwise, generally speaking, please donate to support the game, because the game's more important. I know some people have donated for the upcoming drunk stream that we're going to be doing, that we broke 4,000 subscribers. Again, I'm incredible. I cannot believe we've actually grown this big. It's insane. We have more subscribers than people that live around me, so that's kind of hilarious to think about. Quite a bit more, actually. Insanely so, but yes, that's what we're going to be doing, so that is that. Now, some of the art you're seeing in the background, this is, again, the money that you guys have been donating has gone to this. Now, also, I'm not going to give an exact percentage, but even though I said it in other videos, the majority of my paycheck goes into the game. I leave like maybe a couple hundred for myself. Obviously, bills and expenses for livelihood stuff taken care of already. But I don't leave myself much of anything. Why? This takes priority. Building this world, building this this universe is the biggest and most important thing that we can do. And I think that if this blows up, I want to make this into a career. I want to make games, and I want to do YouTube for entertaining others, and I want to run our community. This is what I want to do in life. And I'm going to go down this path. And I'm glad you guys are going to be... I'm glad some of you are going to, choose to join us. And you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Those who haven't, given us monetary support, and I know there are some of you who feel really bad about not doing so, don't feel guilted, okay? You simply being interested or just simply caring... You have no idea how much that means. Not just to the team, but to myself as well. Like, you simply being here, being interested, caring about it, that's all I could really ever ask for. And to ask anything else would be absurd. It's already absurd for me to ask that you care, The fact that you do means a great deal. And don't think that it doesn't. Not for a moment. But yes. Check out these fantastic pieces of our game. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, I cannot wait. Cannot wait for it to be absolutely terrible when we enter the next stage of whatever build we're about to do. I can't even remember my brain right now. A lot of work to do. But I figured I'd take this video to talk about where we're at, because we haven't done an update video in a while. So I can say safely that yes, things are busy, yes, things are chaotic, but by and large, things now are good. And they're doing better. We're making improvements. We are stepping forward, and we are continuing our journey. Is it going, super fast? No, not really. But is it going fast enough? Well, I don't really know about that. That's also subjective. Better work smart than hard, I'd rather have an inch of good, steady progress than a mile of unstable and unshaky grounds. So we're building this world, we're building something new, we're building something you've never seen before. Well, that's not 100% true. You've probably seen quote-unquote everything, but we're going to give you a twist on something that we genuinely hope will be refreshing to you, that will be something worthwhile. And this has been my dream ever since, you know, doing anything. Ever since being alive. This is the oldest dream I've had. To actually be doing it is an incredible thing. And I don't care how much it's gonna take. We're gonna do this, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. I'm just proud and glad, and I can't say I'm proud. No, I can. God, my brain. Sorry. Let's just say a little bit of work fatigue. I'm on my break now. Just taking this opportunity to just talk it all out, you know. But I can't stress enough how proud I am of our team. Without them, this would not be as incredible as it is. And this is fantastic, the stuff we've done. Absolutely mind-boggling how incredible this is. I know it's just another indie game to a lot of people, but from perspective of being here and, you know, being a part of it and directing it and leading fine people, it's fantastic. I just wish I didn't have so many gray hairs because I'm only 25, I think. I don't even remember my age. I've gotten to that point in life. Age is just a concept, okay? Just like concept art. It's just a... That's retarded. I'm sorry. But either way, I hope you guys, you know, enjoy the stuff we do. I know we don't do the Battletech lore anymore. We don't do a lot of the more difficult content, and it's very hard to because we're very time constrained. We don't have the time to do those things. But I hope the content that we do provide is at the very least entertaining enough. I will try to continue to push for, you know, more like higher quality content, but at this time streams are sadly the best we can do. And I'm just very grateful that you guys are supportive and you guys love the streams as is. If you didn't love the streams, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like, I'd be panicking. Without the streams, I don't know. Because doing the edited content, recorded content, it's like I can only do one. I can't do lore on other universes and write lore for my own. I can have a dedicated side series to like writing up a world because I have you guys there to support me. You guys have been there to support me through all of it. So if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing it. But either way, like the world we've built, the world we're building is colossal in magnitude. To give you an understanding of like the scope and scale of the overall Mixer's like overall universe, it is the equivalent scale, if not bigger, than your typical universes like Warhammer and stuff. It is colossal. So, is it going to be done tonight? No. Is it going to be done tomorrow? No. Is it going to be done next week? No. This is a lifelong project. We'll probably finish Legends of Terrestria, which is, you know, a bit of it in a couple of years, hopefully, if things go well, if things go fantastically well, which we do hope so. We're working as hard as we can to make this a reality. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So I'm not going to just spout nonsense and be like, oh, blah, 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 you know, I hope this game's great. If at the very least my contribution will be all the lore I've written for it, all the designs I've done for it, and my entire fucking life savings. So there's that. And again, major shout out to those who have supported us. I cannot thank you again. You guys have helped us not only maintain the work, but I was able to give a lot of our veteran and senior staff some little bit of a nudge and a raise, in a sense that they could have a little bit more. And then I was also able to take that and as well as hire additional support. So we're not having everybody struggle. You know, for a while there, we only had one animator. And he was doing all the work, and he was busting balls, you know. He's crazy. He's working on his own project. He's working on another games project called Midnight Wave, if you're familiar. You know, he's a veteran animator. He's fantastic at what he does. Incredible. You know, just to give a shout out because he's one of the few people who's alone in his own subcategory, the art department. Like we have tons of concept artists, but only Cash is alone, or was alone for the longest time, and he was able to hold it together. Now, thanks to you, we have supporting animators and tile artists that we can basically build the world faster. Because one of the biggest bottlenecks previously was we were waiting on Cash to finish it. Like, he had to do the tiles for the map, which he's still doing. He's had to do the sprites, animations. We're almost done with Rhea, which is one character. And once we finish Rhea, we have to move on to the next character, and the next character, and the next character, monster, creatures. There's a lot of characters in this world, in this game. There's a lot of enemy types. Just off the bat, like, this is just an environment sketch from Astria. This is just one of the places you go to, and it requires completely unique art assets. This is by the concept artist Carlos, who's just doing environmental sketches to help build up the overall world. He does the soldiery too. That's Salah. But we're trying to get a feel for the environment so we can do level design and figure out what kind of tiles we need. And we're just working on southern Astria, not northern Astria, not the Seabourn Isles, not even another country yet. And once we get one country done, we're going to move to the next one. We're going to move to the next one until all the ones that are in the game are in. It's going to be a lot of work, researching on architecture, grass, trees, environment, animals. What kind of wildlife is there? How did society develop differently here? What do their clothes look like? What does their food look like? What is their food to begin with? All these questions need to be answered, and they are slowly and steadily being answered very carefully. Because we want to make sure that we answer them, and we answer them correctly, so we build a culture and society that fits in the world of Terrestria. Each culture needs to be crafted with absolute respect and care, because you have to show these cultures respect, no matter what they are, because they're always interesting. It's like the Novarians, or wait, no, you don't know. You don't know. It's another culture on Astria. It's not the Astrians. But, like, we have to be careful with everything we do, and we have to make sure everything is done as right as it can be. They're not just... There's no such thing as just straight-up evil. Not in Terrestria. They're bad people. They're good people. And there's good and bad within us all. And there's corrupt and, pure within everything. And that's just kind of how we wanted to build the world. We wanted to build a world where nobody is truly just. Everybody is just in their own eyes, Everybody's the hero of their own story. And Legends of Terrestria follows one of those tiny stories, not the tale of the Five Emperors, not any of the other legends or other stories that take place on Terrestria. Just one story. Granted, a very pivotal story, but an important story to tell, and one of the most important stories in the world of Terrestria, and just a speck in the grand scheme of what Mixers is. One culture at a time, one people at a time. We'll get there. We'll hammer out the entire world. Who knows? Maybe when we get some time, we'll get a pen and paper RPG up. I would like to, if I had free time. By the way, like, when I lay in bed, sometimes I imagine us working on a pen and paper RPG on the side. If I had time to do it, I'd really love to start on it, actually. But there's no such thing as free time for little side hobby projects. There is only enough time for one. But I figured I'd just mention that, because that's something I'd like to think about at some point. I also like to imagine a lot of things. I like to imagine that there'll be modders who will mod our game and make cool stuff and have fun with it. I hope. I really do. I'd also like to imagine that some people will mod our game into other worlds and games. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a Medieval 2 mod, hint hint. That would be fucking sick. But either way, anyways, I'll wrap this up here. Mostly because I gotta wrap up some more of the reports I'm doing, because it's report month, and yeah. You guys take care. As always, thank you again for all the support you guys have given us. It's phenomenal what you guys do for the team. And it means a great deal, not only to myself, but everybody else. We're glad that you're part of the community, whether you're part of the YouTube community, whether you're part of the Discord community, whether you just follow us on Twitter, whatever. It means a great deal to everybody. And we appreciate that. We'll march forward steady together, and we'll continue to be marching onwards, I suppose. So until next time, guys, have yourself a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video, and in today's case, in a stream in a little bit. So take care.